Man, that guy looked freaking happy as hell. He sure didn't look like he was bored. I don't know what he was doing to entertain himself, but that Millie Rock was right. But anyhow, how y'all doing? My name's Steve. This is my project, my PSA. How's the whole class doing? My topic today is gonna be on boredom and the effects of boredom. Now, I had to entertain you guys somehow in the beginning because this whole thing that I'm about to explain to you is gonna be boring. But here we go. Now, I don't want to kind of just go slide to slide, but I do have a few slides that I just kind of want to go over. And the reason I have the slides is just so you guys could read along as I explain to you really what boredom is. Now, boredom, or bored, if you may say, what is it really? It says that boredom is a feeling that we get when we're not doing something, we're unoccupied, or we just have no interest in whatever activity is going on around us. That's what to sum it up. That's what boredom really means. But it may sound little, but boredom, it's really, like it says here, it's really an epidemic that many of us don't seem to be a big issue, and it's affecting the teenagers. I'm pretty sure all of us here has said to someone, or you've heard someone say, "I'm bored," and that's because it might not seem like a big deal, but it really is a big deal, and it has a very negative effect, and especially on our youth. Now, boredom does cause a few things, and one of the things that it do cause is you could lose interest of things. And by that, it's like it just like I wrote here. It says when teens are bored, they lose a lot more than just productivity. They lose their motivation, set of goals, and self-entertainment. Now, all of these things make up what a teen is and what they want to be. All of these things are part of a teen's life, and without any of them, the teen will lack any type of success. Um, so this is really important because once you lose your motivation, once you lose sight of goal, once you lose your self-esteem, you're kind of in a trance. And by that I mean the teen is now kind of like he's stuff like that can make someone antisocial, and they're just not talking or communicating with anyone or anybody about anything, and that's a very major issue. That's a disparity, a health disparity. I know we heard that word a lot this semester, but that is. And once you start the losing of things, there's just more issues that follow with it. Now, one of our biggest issue, I want to get right into it, that we do have towards boredom is obesity. Now, you're saying to yourself, why is obesity part of boredom? What do they go? How are they in common? Well, that's going back to when I said loss of things. When teens are bored, this leads to obesity because, like any of us, when we're bored, we don't want to do anything really, or if we do want to do something, we can't find anything to do. What's the better thing to do than just sit around the house and eat whatever it is there is in the house and just sit down and watch TV? You don't feel the need to be really active or do anything that's physical. And with that, a lot of times, teenagers feel that way every day, and it becomes part of their life. I'm home. I know once they say to themselves, when I get home, I'm just gonna be bored. They get that they give you that deep breath, and you already know it's time to just eat, sit, and turn on the TV, play video games if they have it, and just kind of accumulate all that fat. I don't know how else to put it, but yeah, accumulate all that fat, and it's just going to be really bad on their system. And obesity, it causes other issues, other health issues that, this whole semester we've been talking about, heart disease, you know, yeah, I don't know the whole listing of things, but it causes a lot of those. And boredom is a major issue here. I'm telling you, I'm explaining to you guys. It's bigger than we think, and boredom contributes to a lot of these things that I'm about to go over. Now, you know, we talked about obesity, loss of things, and yes, I know I did spell loss. I put lose of things. I didn't mean that. It was an accident. It was a typo. If you're making fun of me, it's okay. But continue with the boredom. Um, Boredom and depression. Those two go hand in hand too, just like it does with obesity. It goes with it. Um, the depression comes. It increases the likelihood of depression among teens. And a lot of times when you're in those younger ages, you're looking for approval from anybody. A lot of times teens have very, very bad self-esteem issues, and they often want, they want to feel like somebody else wants them. And when they're bored, at times they feel like, well, I'm bored. Nobody really wants to hang out with me. If I had friends, I wouldn't be bored. If I had anybody to hang out with, I wouldn't be bored, they say to themselves. And a lot of times that could lead them to teen depressancy. I don't even know if that's a word, depressancy. Well, if it is, okay. But it leads to teens being depressed. Um, a lot of time these teens just get frustrated, being bored for just a long period of time. Um, they have these depressions that can, I don't know if you guys know anybody, but you've seen those teens that, they talk about wanting to hurt themselves in ways. And a lot of times because they have, I don't want to sound mean, but a lot of times it's because they have too much time on their hands doing nothing. If you have too much time on your hand doing nothing, then you tend to be bored. And when you're bored, you start thinking and you start thinking about all these crazy things. The best way to do any of this, the best way to get through any of this is just to make sure you try to keep yourself active. Make sure you try to keep yourself active doing whatever it is you like to do best. And hopefully, that bored won't overcome you. I think I should have put this one right here, trouble, my first slide. I made that mistake. But trouble happens among teens, and a lot of teens, boredom leads to trouble because teens feel they need to act in a forbidden way to excite their unhealthy feeling. And yes, boredom is an unhealthy feeling because it can cause unhealthy things. We already went over that. But I know everybody knows somebody that 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 did stuff at a board. Um, and worst of all, things like that can lead them to hurting themselves or worse, someone else. And trouble and boredom is just not something you should put together. Um, it, we also know that not just trouble alone, but boredom makes those teens want to do drugs. Um, if you're bored and you have a friend over that's bored with you and he's like, yo, I saw this guy do this the other day and he looked like he was on a normal high. Since we're sitting here bored and not doing anything, let's try it. You're not gonna, a lot of times the teens say no. Don't say no, I mean. But they do it anyways. And not only that, it also boredom, believe it or not, can lead to teen pregnancy. Unplanned teen pregnancies, and that's something we don't want either. You're too young to be having kids. We shouldn't have that. But boredom contributes to a lot of these wrongful things. It's not as big as we may seem, but I'm pretty sure a lot of teenager problems are caused just from being bored. Oh, y'all back. My bad, Joe. So, I'm done. That was my PSA for today, for this semester. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Um, just to be fair, I did say in the beginning it was going to be boring. But the main topic, I really hope you guys took what I was trying to feed y'all. And the fact, and what I was, is just boredom and its effect on our teenagers. Um, one way I could see us fixing this is if you have any type of cousins, nephews, niece, brothers, younger sisters, get involved in their lives, help them seek activities that wow them, help them seek something or hobby that make them feel good or keep them, engaged, you know, just so they don't have to suffer from the boredom. It may be tough because a lot of teenagers nowadays enjoy just sitting in, on the computers, on the phones, and those are not really activities, because if the phone dies, or if the computer's not working, or they're not getting any texts, the only thing they do is be bored. Just kind of get involved with them. Try to reach out, let them know about their own after school activities if they don't know about it. But that's pretty much it, and that's just my low down key on how I feel boredom is an effect on our teens. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you. My name is Steve once again. Good luck for whoever's next. I'm pretty sure yours is gonna be better than mine. All right, yo. Good night. Good morning. It's still morning. It's 10, but I'm recording this at night.